The Golden State Warriors had a major stumble in Game 5 against the Memphis Grizzlies as they lost by 39 points. They'll look to regroup against an injured Grizzlies team without Ja Morant. At one point during the regular season, the Golden State Warriors were considered one of the best teams in the league. They had the best record and Stephen Curry was playing at a very high level. Now, they hope to get their old mojo back and continue heading towards the ultimate goal. Today's video will be about why the Warriors could still be on their way to a title this year. The Golden State Warriors were not able to get anything going against the Grizzlies as they got blown out by 39 points in Game 5 against a team with their star, Ja Morant. With Memphis looking to stay alive in the Western Conference semifinals series, the team came out and played exceptional defense. It was clear from the get-go that head coach Taylor Jenkins had Memphis ready to go without star guard Ja Morant, injured knee, in the mix. For the Grizzlies, this was the key as they held the Splash Brothers to just 19 and 14 points. Despite the Warriors taking a commanding 3-1 lead, they just weren't able to get the job done. Today, we will mention points as to why the Golden State Warriors could still be en route to win another championship and solidify their destiny. But before all that, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. If you have any similar or different ideas why the Golden State Warriors are going to be champions this year, hit the comment section as I would love to hear your opinion. Let's keep rolling. After an up and down second half of the season, the Warriors entered the playoffs as the third seed in the Western Conference. Because of their up and down end to the season, there were questions about what version of the Warriors we were going to see in the postseason. Even though the Warriors were relatively healthy heading into the playoffs, with the return of Stephen Curry, they were still viewed as somewhat of a mystery. However, through the first two rounds in the playoffs against the Denver Nuggets and the Memphis Grizzlies, the Warriors have looked like the first half version of them and should be considered a legit threat to win the 2022 NBA championship. It wasn't too long ago that the Golden State Warriors were considered the cream of the crop in the Western Conference. It's been a few years since their last championship run, but a lot of the pieces are still very much in place for the Warriors. That includes head coach Steve Kerr, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Even though Thompson and Green may not be playing at the same level as they were during their championship years, that experience is not something that should be taken for granted. The Warriors know what it takes to win a championship, and that's something that could only help them as they try to replicate some of that same magic this season, especially against some of the less experienced teams. When the Warriors have been healthy this season, they've been one of the best teams in the league. The problem is, they haven't been healthy that much this season. The Warriors, for the most part, are finally healthy, and that has been very much evident through most of their 10 games in the postseason. Additionally, the Warriors are an elite defense. Two things that are imperative for any team looking to make a deep playoff run are health and defensive prowess. The Warriors check both of those boxes at the moment. Even battling through injuries to key players this season, the Warriors finished with the second best defensive rating in the league. Another reason why the Warriors should be considered as a threat to win the championship this season is the fact that the others around Steph have developed and evolved. It's not just Steph, Draymond, and Klay. The Warriors are so much more. Andrew Wiggins has leaned into this new role with the Warriors, averaging 17 points per game, and Jordan Poole is coming off a breakout campaign in which he averaged 18 points per game. Those two players have injected this incarnation of the Warriors' new life and have taken a whole lot of pressure off of Steph, Klay, and Draymond. Curry averaged 25.5 points and 6.3 assists per game in the regular season, and although his shooting percentages were subpar by his standards, they returned to normal in February and March. So far in the 2022 playoffs, the future Hall of Famer is putting up 28.1 points a game on 46.6% overall shooting and 35% shooting from a three-point range. Curry was at a loss to explain Golden State's lackluster offensive display, which came so soon after Saturday's free-scoring Game 3 blitz. "That's basketball," Curry said. "We got a little rushed in the first 6 minutes, and I set the tone for some ugly offense. But credit to our defense, they kept us in it. We had a chance to weather the storm." Thompson has been up and down returning from a torn ACL and Achilles, but at least once every few games, he plays like the Thompson of old, and he should keep getting better as he gets more of his legs underneath him. Primary perimeter defender was a role Thompson played as well as anyone before he got injured in November 2020. Now he's about to be thrust back into it. He's about to be thrown back into it all. The Warriors need Thompson to play like the all-star he once was and the all-time great he is. Green, meanwhile, has always looked like his vintage self this year. All three of them rely on skill and resourcefulness rather than athleticism, which means that they should age gracefully, assuming they avoid major injuries. What sets Draymond apart from most defenders is his comprehensive defensive arsenal. He's excellent on the ball or in space, excellent against smaller players and larger players, excellent at being able to cover several opponents on a single possession. Another reason the Warriors have been absolutely amazing are the new guys which have been difference makers for Golden State. Guard Jordan Poole has been a revelation for head coach Steve Kerr. He averaged 18.5 points a game in the regular season, and thus far in the playoffs, he has stepped it up to the tune of 21.9 points per game on 54.3% shooting from the field and 43.6% from downtown. When combined with his improved passing, Poole's driving gives Golden State's offense a new dimension without sacrificing its core ideology. Like Curry, Poole speeds into his screens, squirms through small openings, and finishes creatively. Like Thompson, Poole has the size to shoot over defenders, the quick release to surge quickly into his shot, and the off-ball screen navigation to generate quick catch-and-shoot opportunities. Yet Poole is a more explosive driver than either Warriors star was at this age. He uses his wiry strength to hold off rotating defenders, and it generates powerful one-footed takeoffs to leap from far away and extend out to the rim. When the Warriors acquired forward Andrew Wiggins a couple of years ago, many weren't sure if he would fit in with their culture and style of play, as he was then a low-efficiency player who didn't play defense. But since then, he has become a solid three-point shooter, improved his decision-making, and become a strong defender. Wiggins averaged 17.2 points a game in the regular season en route to a starting spot in the All-Star game. Playing in the second round of the playoffs for the first time in his career, Andrew Wiggins has been a consistent force for the Warriors this postseason. He had 17 points and 10 rebounds on Monday night for the first playoff double-double of his career, and he's averaged 16.8 points this series and has been the team's leading rebounder this postseason, 7.1 rebounds per game. At this point, the Golden State Warriors know what they need to do in order to close the series. When the Grizzlies are missing Ja Morant, the Warriors are clearly the better team in this scenario. It'll be a matter of executing, getting rebounds, and making shots. If the Warriors can do that, they'll be in the Western Conference Finals with some rest to spare. Golden State could very well win the world title again this season, which would give them 4 rings in the last 8 seasons and make them a true dynasty. And what do you guys think? Do the Golden State Warriors have all it takes to win? Who can match up with their new death lineup? I would love to hear your opinion, so please let me know what you think in the comments.